Well, the girls are smiling, but I'll tell you something, they are absolutely drenched because it is tippling down here as we start the second half. And as Barry McDermott and I were discussing in the studio at half-time, players not only have to battle the opposition at this time of the year, they have to battle the elements, and that's what these two will be doing, just as Leeds and Melbourne did last night. Wigan then in the traditional cherry and white hoops, although this year with a beautiful big white panel on the back and big black numbers, and numbers of course are for people to identify players. Well done to the Wigan Warriors for changing the jerseys. No point having numbers there if you can't read what they are. And for a wee while, Wigan will like that, I'm afraid, their kit, but not this year. It's fantastic.
Clear, Simon! Wait!
Pretty important 10 minutes for the Bradford Bulls. They've really got to get themselves moving. Make sure that they'll be a little bit more adventurous. They can't just hang around. Wigan, of course, have been quite content. It's been a slow start, but very industrious. They've been working hard in the forwards, but their defence has been the key so far.
Wait, Andy, go.
Well, Bradford have a real problem in the second half. We're only less than a minute into it, and Big Joe Vangana has actually left the field. I also thought that the Bulls looked the more tired side in the last 10 minutes of the first half, and I can see perhaps they're going to struggle here, because basically Wigan seem to have more energy, more urgency in their defensive line than the Bulls have when they're defending.
Well, let's go down to the sideline because Bill has got some news of those injuries. Bill, it's all yours.
Yeah, Big Joe already off the field, down the sidelines. It's the right forearm that seems to be the problem, and the game second half had barely started when he picked up the injury. There he goes, off down for some more treatment. Andy Lynch straight onto the field and into the action, so that's a big blow early in this second half for the Bulls.
As Mathers runs this ball back for Wigan.
He came on the very first tackle. Vangana went in for a big hit and reeled away. And the forearm in a lot of trouble.
That's Luluai, delayed the pass and found George Carmont. He got a try in the win against Bradford, by the way, in January when Wigan won 28-16 in a Paul Deacon testimonial. It was a testimonial at some cost, though, I think, because I think that was the time that Semi Tajalala fractured his cheekbone. He collided with Liam Colbon.
Took a bit of a gamble there, Michael Platt, but they got away with it. Quick tap. Full credit, though, to Wigan. They got themselves sorted out. Good, solid line of defence.
Okay, back! Wait, guys.
I think what you'll see in the second half, particularly at the start, is both coaches will have gone in at half-time and not been happy with the discipline, both with the ball and without. A little bit scrappy, a little bit indisciplined from both sides, onside, holding down, stuff like that. The coaches will have gone in and said, look, let's just get back to plan A, back to basics, keep knocking the sets out and play a bit of patience rugby league.
Sam Burgess gets Bradford 10 metres inside the Wigan half of the field, plays the ball there. Here is Andy Lynch on. There's an early replacement second half for Joe Vangana, and Ben Jeffries couldn't take the short pass.
Bit of justice there, I feel, because this looked forward from Lynch. Had to reach back, did Ben Jeffries.
Steve McNamara, a former player at Bradford, of course, won the title with them in 1997, played in the 1999 Grand Final team that lost to St Helens. He also played for Hull and Wakefield and Huddersfield with distinction, plus he was in lower grades with St George in Australia.
Steve, I know that pass went forward then, there was a knock-on from Jeffries, but I think that's an indication of what we will see from the Bradford Bulls this year more. Lynch, one of the best in the game at offloading. That short play then to Jeffries through a broken line, and on a hard pitch with good weather, that's where I think the Bulls will become really dangerous.
I think you're right, and you know, it's conditions like this that we don't see the best from Trent Barrett. He's been somewhat quiet, and I mentioned earlier in the first half, Glenn Morrison, he likes a dry track. I think we all will be happy when the sunshine comes.
Steve, I learned a new Yorkshire word. I've worked in Yorkshire for almost 40 years, but I was trying to describe the weather without making a bad word up, and they said that the weather, it's siling it down. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have.
I'm going to bring that into my vocabulary now, because I get myself in trouble if I say the other words.
Well, as long as you don't start saying things like, how much?
Good ball from Hock again. He has put young Golding through the gas.
He was greedy. They could pay the price as well.
This is Barrett. Kick out wide, looking for Richards. Oh, brilliant take! Brilliant take from Richards. Sailed above Paul Sykes. And Wigan get the try that they looked like they were going to get a couple of moments ago. Pat Richards, if there's a better taker of the ball in the air than this fellow in Super League, we've yet to see him.
Spot on, Eddie. And there is one guy out there, it's the centre, Darryl Goulding, that is breathing a huge sigh of relief. He should have passed to the winger. They were screaming for it there. And I'm afraid he has saved his bacon. What a take. Superb. Look at the rain piling down. Timed his lift to perfection. And there was nothing that Paul Sykes could do about that.
Richards with the try. That's his third try of this year. He celebrated his 26th birthday this week, and that was like plucking candy out of the sky.
It was the 6th try Wigan have scored this year, of a total of 18 from kicks. It goes to show they are very, very adept at that ploy, and hence really, whether it be Luluai or Barrett, when it comes to the last play, you really have to be up to your best.
Richards then to try and add the extras for Wigan, which he does. It's 18 points to 8. Just a little bit of daylight suddenly opens up between the two teams. Remember, Wigan were 8-0 down after 8 minutes on the back of an horrendous penalty count against them. But Trent Barrett, well, he takes hold of games regularly by the scruff of the neck, and he turns it Wigan's way.
Perfect kick, and beautifully taken by Richards. Oh, he's come off. There's another Bradford player down. Is it Burgess?
Yes, it is. He went for Stuart Fielden then, and he came off second best. He stopped Fielden in his tracks, but Fielden ran away and Burgess clutched the face.
I think he got a bang in the mouth.
Reminds me of the days when Barry and Stuart clashed.
Well, that's Stuart's strength, Eddie. He can absorb that hit, he can absorb that strength, and he's like a rubber ball, he's like an elastic band, he just keeps going.
And they're the tactics that Brian Noble will be sending out to this Wigan outfit now. Just keep this ball being kicked into the infield, right down into the corner. The Wigan defence has been solid. Kick and chase has been good.
Paul Sykes is halted by 3. He will want to make amends for the fact that it was Richards who got above him for the try just a couple of minutes ago. But Paul Sykes, to be fair, can't be blamed. It was a wonderful, wonderful take by Richards, and you got a little shot there of Sam Burgess. There he is, number 16, going into dummy half, just making sure that the jaw is still working and everything's a-okay. I think there's a couple of teeth been rattled.
I was just going to say that. I think he's counting all his teeth. I hope he's got his gum shield in.
Oh, that's an awful kick from Michael Platt. Sliced out and on the full. It's just gone slightly awry for Bradford here.
Panic. Simple. That's all you do is apply the pressure, and your opposition get frustrated, they get panicked. So Stuart is bemused.
Stuart Fielden now needs a patch-up. That's obviously the aftermath of the big collision with Sam Burgess. No wonder Burgess is counting his teeth.
Here we are. Stuart Fielden.
Well, I hope Stuart Fielden gets it checked out. That's some indication as to the rain that keeps just pouring down here.
I don't mind that, me, you see. I like to see two big players going at it, putting their reputations on the line. Who can run the hardest? Who's the strongest mentally? Sometimes one person wins and sometimes both people come off with a bit of a legacy from that clash, so good stuff.
talking to Brian Noble this week, and I asked him why he thinks these players go through the pain barrier. He said sometimes the Wigan dressing room on a Monday morning looks like a MASH unit. There's stitches and drips and everything else going on in there, and boy, these men, they put their bodies on the line week after week in this game. They really do. Here is Goulding now.
Good work by Wigan. He confirmed that Shontaine Harpy had come out of the line, so the quick play the ball just on that short side, trying to catch him out.
Palliasina just catching a bit of wet ground.
Another kick, that's all that's needed.
Luluai, there it is, stabs it in, but well picked up by Burgess, and the tackle was not completed. That one is.
Wait! Go! One!
And in these conditions, with the players getting very tired and a little bit excitable at times, you know, Richard Silverwood, the referee, has got to be understanding as well, because it's going to take... Oh, beautiful tackle there. But he's got to be understanding and realise that these players are out on their feet.
They are, it's heavy going out there, and it's very physical.
You know, we're going to have a 10-point advantage now, Steve-O, and I know there's half an hour to go, but that's more or less probably going to be enough. If they put all their focus in defence, don't concede the penalties to give the Bulls any field position, they can go on and win this. There won't be a lot of points in the remaining 30 minutes. Wigan just need to put all their effort into what they do in defence.
Sam Burgess off the field, and the skipper for Bradford just... kicking the ball as deep as he can.
Well, look at the players. Neither side are interested in getting on with this game. There's a problem for the big fella Vanganar. Right forearm. As soon as he went into that tackle, he reeled away in pain. Patience is the key now for the Cherry and Whites.
Here's Goulding. Oh, he's lost that. That ball was lost. It's a big hit by Bradford. Look at the way they're so quick here to form the scrum.
They wasn't before, but they are now. Yeah, lost control. Sadly, we'll see quite a lot of this. Very, very difficult when you've got three men attending to you. It's been a long time, though, hasn't it, since Bradford have been anywhere near the Wigan line to apply any pressure. I haven't seen anything from Paul Deacon, Jeffries. They haven't really taken on the defence.
This is Chris Feather. First appearance of the year for Feather. Dislocated the shoulder in the last game of 2007, that playoff defeat against Wigan. And now is fully fit and able to take his place in the side again. Andy Lynch will play it here to Godwin. Godwin to Deacon. And Deacon up the middle. Nice run, but it was a stumbling run from Deacon.
That's what they need.
Here is Ben Jeffries attacking the line. It's Langley. Wigan having to muscle up in defence now. That's the last one, and Bradford will look for the extra set of 6 if they don't manage to score the try. It's with Jeffries. There's the kick. It ricochets off Mickey Hyam. It's picked up by Richie Mathers. And Richie Mathers makes 22 metres maybe before he's pulled back.
Not the best kick by Ben Jeffries. And then when Mathers took the football, he missed the tackle.
That ball came out and went backwards, so this is Mickey Hyam. Sean O'Loughlin did well. Luluai, Palliasina. Feather and Lynch deal with that threat.
The forwards realise as well that they have got to just keep barging through, hold possession. Surprising me that Wigan is trying to keep it alive, trying to kill the game off perhaps.
Good. 4.
This is Fielden. Last one.
Don't go early, Jamie.
It's with Luluai.
Outside.
Luluai with the kick.
Play on.
Off the legs of Michael Platt. Wigan are there in numbers.
And again, good thinking there by Thomas Luluai. Put them into that corner. The energy from this Wigan defence has been superb.
Wait. Go. 2.
Feather again.
You just don't see if there's a Bradford player out there that can just turn the game. Maybe Euston Harris Can he be the saviour?
Well, he's out there. He's in at dummy half.
Go, forward.
Does that mean he's come on at hooker, do you think?
Well,
Yeah.
he's taken the place of Godwin. Jeffries.
Last one.
Last
Time,
tackle.
leading
Wigan have
guy.
restricted Bradford to territory inside their own half. And there's the kick
Outside.
from Jeffries.
You're offside. Justin.
It's a good one too.
It is a good kick, and Mathers with work to do.
First. Liam Justin. Wait. Go.
Here's Pat Richards now for Wigan.
Two.
Again, we see the Wigan
Wait,
outfit just walking back. It's been a tough game. Knock on.
Knock on against Wigan.
Knock on.
Good work from Langley and Feather again.
Tony, let's be looking in
No
field.
boost of spirits. The Bulls have been well and truly out of this game for around about 35 minutes.
Can you hear me, Tony?
Joel Tompkins could not keep hold of that ball under pressure. Another good crowd inside the JJB Stadium tonight. Only Leeds have enjoyed better home support than Wigan last year in 2007. And of course they got to within 80 minutes of Old Trafford last year, did Wigan, against all the odds, some would say. Jeffries to Harris. This is Lynch. Good tackle, Hyam.
Hold the line. Go.
Harris. Short pass. Oh, O'Loughlin comes away from that tackle, clutching his chin.
Back up.
That was against Chris Nero, and O'Loughlin still out. Here is Feather. Feather powering towards that line. Ball down, and a penalty underneath their own sticks given by Fielden, who's furious.
Certainly is. They'll take the tap. They know they've got to get a try here.
This is Langley.
Good lift by Lulawai.
This is Deacon. Oh, Michael Platt was in the middle of all that.
He just checked in time. Another step over at the back of the man, it would have been an obstruction.
This is Langley for Bradford. Langley is pushed back. 3 tackles gone, this second set of 6. Harris directing the operations. Gets the ball to Jeffries. Jeffries to Platt. Platt goes wide, and the ball goes out of the grasp. It went backwards, says Richard Silverwood. Tadulala! Semi Tadulala with strength.
Wigan player stopped.
They thought it was a knock-on.
Yeah, they were waiting for the whistle. You can't do that.
It's a try. It's a try, that is, for Feather. Chris Feather on his return to action. And the penalty was given under the post. It allowed Bradford the extra set of 6. There was a hint that maybe there had been a knock-on over on the far side. Bradford played to the whistle. Bradford get over the line. Chris Feather with the try, and the Bulls back in it.
Well, Stuart Fielden was furious about giving the penalty away. Great work by Feather to start with. All sorts of interference. Not happy. Good link. Was this a knock-on? Went back. Probably got it right. The official, Mr. Silverwood. And so did Mr. Feather. That was a good effort. Nothing that Barrett could do about it. Big fella twisting in the tackle. Often anticipating, trying to go low. Game's not over. The Bulls have found some strength from somewhere.
And Chris Feather has found his first try for the Bradford Bulls, and that's what the supporters think about it. Deacon to add the extras. 18-12 at the moment. This for 18-14. 18-14 it is. A real struggle in the mud of the JJB Stadium.
Do you know, he's had 3 quality involvements here. That is not a knock-on. He's knocked out of his hands. When the ball's greasy like that, there's going to be errors. But Chris Feather actually came up with a shot that jolted the ball out. He earned his side the penalty and then was on hand to score the try. Good stuff, Chris Feather.
High kick again from Pat Richards. Oh, it bounces. Took a gamble then, Michael Platt, but he realised that the Wigan chasers hadn't arrived.
Do you know, it's a big gamble by Steve McNamara. Justin Harris, send him on out there, act as a dummy half, control things, and it's come up trumps.
Plenty of time for Bradford. Plenty of time.
You're only going to see close range tries though, either through kicks or through short passing plays near the line. And I think both teams realise that you've got to get within 10 metres of the line if you want to score in this match.
That's Harris. Gets the ball away to Sykes.
Well, Wigan will realise that perhaps that Harris hasn't got the speed, but he could do the half dummy and just control things, and he's doing that well.
The width and accuracy of Iestyn Harris's passes are definitely his strength, so perhaps that's an area of his game that he might progress to, working at dummy half. I'm not sure he'll like the defence work though.
Richie Mathers. I know we don't say win a penalty on Sky Sports, but he got the penalty then.
He was rewarded for his effort.
Because Deacon was hanging on to his ankles.
He was rewarded for his effort though. He fought hard, looked at the ref and put real pressure on him. He had to go one way or the other.
21 minutes to go here, Bill.
Sad sight as Paul Prescott comes back out of the tunnel. He came off earlier on limping. It's a knee problem. He's come out back from the dressing room on crutches. So obviously it could be a long-term problem for Prescott. Meanwhile, Big Joe Vangana has been strapped up, right forearm heavily bandaged. Looks as though they might be ready to throw him back into the fray.
Is it any wonder that these clubs get big squads on their register before the start of the season?
Bigger the squad, Eddie, the more chance they're going to get there to Old Trafford at the end of the season.
Referee got that absolutely right, because Barrett's arm did not touch the ground then. This is Carmont. It's Barrett again. Palliasina.
Last one.
Kick to the corner, surely.
Wait. Go.
Barrett. Luluai. There's the kick. Looking for Ian Colborn, but that's easy for Tadulala. He did well, Tadulala, to hit the deck. Colborn under pressure, or put the pressure on him, and he stayed the right side of the whitewash. Wigan now looking to force the error from Bradford in defence. That's Chris Nero. Plays the ball to Harris. There's Feather, the try scorer.
Like a square.
Big kick downfield from Deacon into no man's land. Evans is after this, but Mathers had funneled back for Wigan, anticipating the kick. Good work though by Evans. Richards. Infield it goes.
Just try to play.
Carmont.
Just try to play for position. Get the ball rolling forward. If Wigan can get over the halfway line, they know that they've done a very good job. Then rely on the kicker. We've seen so often in the second half that Thomas Luluai has gone for the angle kick into the corner. Good work from the halfback. Oh, he dropped it.
I think the referee's going to pull them back here. It's surely not for a Bradford knock-on, is it?
Looks like it.
It is.
I think it is a Bradford knock-on, yeah.
It's a big goal from Richard Silverwood.
Yeah, Paul Deacon there just...
But was he going involved in the tackle, or was he going for the ball?
Not that. He's deliberately not that. He's looking at the ball.
He certainly went for the arm.
It's in.
I'm not so sure. Either way, it makes no difference. Cherry and Whites will be happy with it. Still with a 4-point lead.
There was a similar one last night in the World Club. And I think I'm right in saying, Phil, didn't it end up with a try being scored?
Yes, it did. A rather different decision. But here you go, Wigan there now. Hyam scooting down the middle. It's the second surgery now for Wigan in the second half.
Great offload from Hock. Can be the man of the moment. Made that beautiful break in the first half through the dummy.
Short ball from Luluai to Tompkins.
Big rate cross on that one.
Luluai to Palliasina, trying to muscle his way towards the line.
Quick play the ball, that's what he needs. He's attracted three, but they're hanging him down. Referee said it's okay.
Barrett. It's Gareth Hock. Dumps the ball away. Barrett picks it up. Last one. Luluai slides the kick in. Oh, took a ricochet again. Michael Platt has gifted the try. I think it's to Joel Tompkins.
Make sure he's onside, please, first. And then the ball is not out of breath.
It ricocheted. It was horrible for Platt.
Continue with the substitution, replacing number 10, Fika Mayasina.
He puts the kick through. Luluai, it's a right option. Wet conditions, anything can happen. And if you're a Bradford Bulls fan, you're about to watch that it does happen. That's play on. Platt, proper meal of it. And the young fella says, that will surely wrap up the game. You've got to put yourself about, and I'm afraid Platt, the second big error of the night, remember.
Try for Joel Tompkins. He has missed the last two after being a substitute against Harlequins on the opening weekend. Only 3 substitute appearances throughout last year, but this could be a telling contribution tonight.
He took the wrong option in Platt. He slides down onto the football when no one's near him, and it just ricochets off the knees. Tompkins says, please, please, please. Loyal, yeah. Happy, also.
So Richards to add the extras. And he's as safe as houses from that range. 24-14. Now what do Bradford have left?
Well, it'll be a relief for Wigan because, as I mentioned, they have been bossing this game throughout. Full credit to Bradford Bulls. The first real opportunity, his feather came up with a try. It looked as though he was going to have a thriller, but in these conditions, anything can happen. Remember, just a simple knock-on, an error like we've just seen from the fullback, Michael Platt, and the game can swing back.
Well, their only victory here in the last 5 visits came 3 years ago, Bradford, and it was an epic. Also early in the season, they were 27-12 down with 10 minutes to go. They eventually won by 28 points to 27. So it's not over yet, Bradford, and all their supporters watching tonight. There's a quarter of an hour of this game to go. Wigan haven't won it yet, and Bradford certainly haven't lost it.
Last one, 5! Marquez!
It's getting to that point where I suppose Brian Noble may be thinking about the drop goal, but once again, kick into the corner. Platt is at the work overtime.
I wouldn't think, Steve-O, at 24-14 they'd be thinking about one. Not yet. Maybe if it was, you know, maybe three scores that were needed, maybe then.
You just never know, Eddie.
Well, it worked for Leeds last night, didn't it?
That could be he got away with it. He didn't play the ball correctly at all. Problem is that the Bulls have to get into a good position before you could think that they've got any chance.
And Wigan's wet weather game plan doesn't allow them, does it? Simplicity when they have the ball, carry, low error count, and then the quality and emphasis has been on the kick and the chase, which has really restricted Bradford to show us anything attack. Attempted 40-20 perhaps from Bradford isn't quite long enough in doing so.
No, it was close though from Justin Harris. It was about 4 metres the wrong side as far as he's concerned of the 20-metre mark.
But it is a good kick, mainly due to the fact that, you know, Wigan have come up with a few errors.
Over 15,000 in the JJB Stadium tonight.
That's a great response, isn't it? You know, it's been shocking weather over the weekend.
You're right, great.
And also top credit to Thomas Luluai.
Man of the match in memory of former Wigan coach, of course, and Warrington great Mike Gregory. And Steve-O has had his eagle eyes on the players tonight. There's the prizes that go to the winners this year. And well, we'll know in around about 14 minutes or so who's going to pick that award up. And it's fitting that we're here tonight. And the Wigan club is, of course, where Mike Gregory sadly ended his rugby league career as coach. And, of course, his former club that he played for, Warrington, will entertain Wigan this time next week. We'll be at the Halliwell Jones Stadium for what should be a blockbuster.
Yeah, let's hope the weather changes.
Don't make the tackle.
Oh, Mickey Hyan. An important little ankle tap that by Justin Harris, I think.
He's had a big game.
He's all right.
Oh, Loughlin says, get out the way. Carmont nearly threw the ball over the whitewash, but Richie Mathers did well. Ryan, Luluai, crossfield kick, up it goes. Ooh, this is high. Tajalala's after it and claims it. And Tajalala is very quick. Coley gets to him.
I can't believe that he didn't just get into top gear there. There's a prop forward in front of him. Tajalala may not be fully fit.
I think he tried to, Steve-O, and I think you have to credit Coley for the defence.
No, I think he turned into him rather than try to strip him away. It was a good take.
Well, not standing square at the play of the ball. We're going to penalised again.
What about Thomas Lulai on that challenge with Sam Burgess? Here we see. I don't know, I think Andy Coley spent most of his career in the back row, so he's got a bit of pace.
Yeah, but he stopped it. Tajalala, he should have gone.
Here's Feather, whose try has certainly given Bradford a little bit of hope, even though they've conceded one since. That was Lynch. This is Deacon, and Gareth his long arms came out and enveloped the scrum half.
I've been impressed with the way that Brian Noble has done his interchange as well. They really have shared the work, Wigan.
Harris will go down the short side. Gets the ball away to Shontaine Harvey. Oh, he's gone without it. Knock on.
He was just trying to struggle away from the would-be tackler so he could get his arms free to lunge. Look at him. But he just lost control of it.
Did Trent Barrett read that?
No, deliberate risk. He's not to
Well,
It's up to the
case.
It's up to the ball carrier to keep control.
No, he was losing it before then, sadly.
He was losing it before that shot, but Trent Barrett, as we see here, he's got the top of the ball.
Heads in.
There you go.
Yeah, you might be right, Barry.
It's not often I'm wrong, mate.
Too true.
Michael, get in.
Unlike others.
Out.
This is where
Did
can
Wigan get away with that?
Yeah, they did, but even so, they'll muscle up for this one.
Go.
Bradford, it's only 10 points, and there are 11 minutes remaining. And they know that 3 years ago they managed it here to come back from the dead. Great harassing by Langley and Harris and co. Their injury news from Bradford, Steve-O. Here's Bill.
Yeah, it's not good news on Big Joe. Was an indication that they might be trying to get him back on, but they've had another look, and it could be a possible fracture. The right forearm. He's going to need an X-ray later on. He looks grim for the Bulls.
It does. There are some broken bones, some fractures, some nasty injuries after just 4 weeks of the campaign. Good kick from Barrett. Deep. Evans collects it. Good chase. Carmont and also Harrison Hansen.
Been great shape by this Wigan defence. Very rare throughout this game they've been sucked out of that one line. Kept the composure, moved as a unit, and when need be, they finish the man off. It's been very difficult for the Bulls to offload.
Generally, since that sort of avalanche of penalties early in the first half, both sides have been really disciplined, haven't they?
Well, have they, or has the referee just chosen to penalise less?
That's a matter of opinion. Oh dear, the one from Deacon went backwards, the one from Sam Burgess went forwards to knock on.
And you can see how the pitch is now cutting up. That was okay. That wasn't. He knows it.
He's furious with himself.
He's worked hard. Everybody out on the field has had to work hard. It's been one of those nights.
He's the 2007 Young Player of the Year, is Sam Burgess, and guess who won that way back in 1983? Brian Noble, the Wigan coach.
Come on, guys. Wait, Thomas. That's it. Right time back on. Out.
This is Luluai. Mathers was hit immediately by Jeffries.
Release, Jamie. Wait. Go.
This is Luluai again, trying to go up the middle.
Get square, Andy.
Brian Noble will be happy with his scrum half performance tonight, mainly because when they had to dig deep, they needed someone out there just to control it. His kicking game in the second half into this left-hand side corner has just pegged the Bulls back time and time again.
Barrett just flicks the ball to Andy Coley. Down he goes under challenge from Lynch. Here is McAloran. There's the ball to Harrison Hansen, he hangs on. There's the last one. They're coming down this left channel, and it is Carmont again. That's good defence from Bradford. Superb, absolutely superb. Evans was there, and so too was Paul Sykes.
10-10.
Credit to both sides. Wigan trying to take advantage of that short blind side. They've got to test their arm now at Bradford. They've got to come up with something different. They know that. 10 points adrift.
You probably work to a 40-20 play here. It's unlikely you're going to score from this part of the field, but maybe set to give yourself the opportunity. Difficult on a heavy pitch in wet conditions.
Well, it is, but Richie Mathers is way back. Maybe the chip over the top, but do Bradford have the speed to take advantage if they do chip it over? Again, Mathers way downfield. This is where they're open to a little dink from Deacon.
4, release him!
4 tackles gone, and the rain returns to make it difficult for all concerned. Great interplay between Jeffries and Morrison. That Jeffries was just temporarily halted, and then eventually was finished off. It was Michelaurum with the tackle in the end. The charge down. Oh, Carmont couldn't get hold of it, and the referee will wipe the tackle count clean.
Wait, guys. Wait.
And Evans is exhausted.
0.
He's had so much work to do on that right wing. Wigan, time and time again, they've just piled it into that corner.
That was Godwin, and this is Langley. Gets Bradford to the halfway line. Second tackle, this extra set of 6 they got because of the George Carmont knock-on. Now they get a penalty.
Jan's brought the ball away.
Gotta get on with it.
Well, Wigan are gifting them territory here.
That's a good kick into the corner. Now they'll come up with a set move. They've got to. Quick converted try. That's what they need, and then it's game on.
Morrison, tackler, gets the ball away to Deacon. Deacon over the top finds Platt. Platt, good ball to Harpy. Ran strongly. What a great tackle.
Double Goulding. He was found out when he made that break and should have passed, but that hit from the young fella Goulding, superb, but they've come again.
Wigan have come up with the error.
Tense moments. Tense times.
Oh, Coley, it was from the dummy half position.
Why is a prop forward being pushed into the dummy half position when you're about 4 or 5 metres away from your own line? And that'll be the big question that Brian Noble will be asking his side.
They're multi-skilled, but not on that occasion.
That's one.
I'd imagine he just wants to get his team going forward. Took it upon himself to get in at dummy half, just didn't have the skills or the energy to match.
Here's Paul Sykes. There are
on the line. Both feet.
Warning bells clanging for Wigan here. Godwin, Deacon to Jeffries. Jeffries, great ball, great. That's it. Harpy couldn't take it in.
Nero did all the work,
And Steve McNamara stands and just drops his head. Maybe this was the chance.
In the conditions, you know, some fantastic skills here. He's almost passing it behind his back, Nero there. Very underrated player, that guy. Shontaine Harpy just couldn't collect it. You can see the disappointment on his face.
That was their chance, no doubt about it, and the coach knows it.
Less than 5 minutes to go. It's a 10-point ball game at the moment. Luluai gets the ball away. Fielden.
He'd be happy with his performance, Fielden. He's gone through it, and he knows he's being taken off. Played the ball and run straight to the touchline.
Barrett with the kick will turn Tadulala around. And the Wigan chase, as it has been all night, good. Referee blows the whistle. The touch judge is on.
After the Bradford man passed the ball, Trent Barrett deliberately knocked the man to the floor. It was just a late tackle.
Late tackle, I think, is the report.
Number 5.
Yeah, there it was.
Just a push there.
Trent Barrett. Referee has stopped the clock. If Bradford fans are worried about this.
After the ball was passed, Trent Barrett, shoulder charge, it was low but it was late.
Okay, you got it. Turn back on. Okay, yeah, go on.
So Bradford, although there's only 3.5 minutes remaining, they have not
Keep coming!
waved the white flag yet. There's Burgess. Players must be exhausted. It's heavy going, it's been raining.
He's lost it.
Oh, the ball has come free from Sam Burgess. Well, the praise from Sam Burgess from all quarters has been glowing. This is probably one he would care to forget tonight.
Well, you get the days where you try so hard and it just didn't work out. Lost control, bit of a trailing.
You say he's had a
from
poor
Joe
game.
Tompkins. He's worked hard.
You say he's had a poor game, but these games are important for your development as a rugby league player. You need to find that solution. When things aren't going wrong, you need to know what to do.
You can't be a star every week, Barry, as you well know.
What are you saying? I weren't a star every week.
You weren't a star every week.
Any weeks, anyway.
This is Luluai. Steve-O, less than 3 to go. Give us your man of the match, will you, for the award in memory of the great Mike Gregory.
As you can see, Eddie, it's been very, very difficult. There's been some good hard work in the forwards. But the one man that I think has just changed the game in this second half has been the kicking qualities and the understanding of just keeping Wigan under control. It goes to the half-back, Thomas Luluai.
Luluai, here he is. He's the man of the match. And a little dab to the in-goal area, and Evans will just run it dead. Well, there it was. It was a nice contribution for the man of the match there.
He's been a nuisance as Luluai in the second half, and that's all that his coach Brian Noble wanted from him, was to make sure that he kept turning them round and round. He's sick and tired, is James Evans, of having to go back and get the ball.
Talking about somebody who's sick, Chris Nero just been trampled by Feka Paliasina. He led from the field, not feeling very well, and that happened then again. Short kick from Bradford, unlucky.
Well, they find touch, which means that Bradford will get head and feed at the scrum. And they're very quick to form it, Bradford, as you can see. Referee will call time off now, because Wigan are plodding.
Do you know when you see Paliasina in full flight that and you see players just falling over, it's like Keystone Cops sometimes, because people are just falling over. It's difficult to deal with a bloke like that. Chris Nero's put his body on the line and unfortunately come out on the wrong side of it, but they'll just keep doing it all day and all night, the rugby league players.
They will. This is Michael Platt being forced back by Carmont and by O'Loughlin.
Wait, guys, wait!
I think O'Loughlin might have run the Man of the Match award close tonight. He's been everywhere. He's been brave.
Stand! Hold, go!
Last minute and a half. Deacon. A dab over the top. It's play on. That was forward. I don't think Bradford will be in that much of a hurry to form this scrum.
No, you can tell they're trying. Both sides have tried to play rugby whenever possible, but maybe the Bulls didn't adapt or accept the conditions early enough in this game. They are a skillful side. I think Wigan's simplicity with the ball has paid off for them. Plus, the accuracy and quality of the kicks at the end of the sets has probably been the difference between the two sides.
And here is Pat Richards, probably the last set of 6 for Wigan in this match. And probably the last set of 6 in the match. Barrett brings young Tompkins back on the inside, whose try might well just settle this battle. Battle it has been, but oh, great ball round the corner, Carmont, and there's Harrison Hansen, and Harrison Hansen wraps up the victory for Wigan. Harrison Hansen with the try has started all 4 in a row. Harrison Hansen this year. Second try of the year for the New Zealand international and the Samoan international. He'll be playing for Samoa in the World Cup this year. Harrison Hansen. There's the full-time siren in the background, which means that Wigan will win the match.
Well, they took the chance very well. He had a try disallowed at the KC Stadium last week, one in which they said he bounced the ball down, and the next time he scores, I think he may be better to actually hold on to the ball when he goes over the try line. You see Wigan shift it wide, good speed, pass on there to Hansen, slides in over the corner, then lets go, the ball bubbles free. I think maybe it's a minor detail, but next time he'll hang on to it. Look, you see Bull stretched wide defence, Corman hangs it on, Hansen, good speed from a back rower, and I think it seals a good night for him on the Wigan side.
Indeed so, and can Pat Richards just add a little bit of extra gloss with this conversion off the touchline. Richards to add the extras, he just pulls it the wrong side of the posts. But Wigan have won by 28 points to 14. Man of the match, Thomas Lulawai, with a telling contribution in that last try from Harrison Hansen. Over 15,500 in here tonight to witness it.